What if I told you that most people waste 80% of their working hours on activities that produce almost zero results? What if I told you that while others work 10 hours to get mediocre outcomes, you could work just 2 hours and achieve 10 times better results? This isn't about working harder. This is about working with laser precision. But how do some people accomplish more in 2 hours than others do in an entire day? What's the secret behind ultra-productive people who seem to effortlessly create massive results? Which activities are secretly stealing your time and energy while producing nothing? And most importantly, what if you could reclaim those lost hours and multiply your output by 500%? Today, I'm revealing the exact system I use to compress 10 hours of ordinary work into 2 hours of extraordinary results. I learned this the hard way by burning out working 12-hour days and achieving less than someone working half that time. This isn't about time management. This is about result amplification. By the end of this video, you will understand the 5 principles of high-leverage work and have a clear framework to maximize your output while minimizing your input. But I must warn you, once you see how much time you've been wasting, you can't unsee it. Let me tell you about the day that changed everything. I was working 14-hour days, exhausted, stressed, achieving nothing meaningful. Then I met Sarah, a consultant who worked 4 hours a day and earned triple my income. I had to understand her secret. She showed me her task list. Instead of 20 items, she had 3. Instead of responding to every email, she responded to 3. Instead of attending every meeting, she attended 1. But those 3 tasks, 3 emails, and 1 meeting were the ones that created 80% of her results. High-leverage people focus on the vital few. They understand the Pareto principle in action. In any list of tasks, 20% will produce 80% of your results. Most people work on the 80% that produces only 20%. High-leverage people ruthlessly focus on the 20% that produces 80%. The impact matrix. Before doing anything, ask, will this activity directly move me toward my most important goal? If the answer is no, eliminate it. If the answer is yes, ask, is this the highest impact version of this activity? I started auditing my tasks using this matrix. Email checking, low impact. Social media, 0 impact. Most meetings, negative impact. Writing, creating, building relationships, maximum impact. The elimination strategy. High-leverage people don't just prioritize, they eliminate. They say no to good opportunities to save space for great ones. They understand that every yes is a no to something else. High-leverage people focus on the vital few. They don't do more things, they do the right things with laser precision. I used to pride myself on multitasking. Email open, phone nearby, constant interruptions. I thought I was being productive. Then I measured my actual output. It was embarrassing. In 8 hours of work, I was producing maybe 1 hour of actual value. Depth beats breadth every single time. Here's the science. The attention residue effect. When you switch between tasks, part of your attention stays stuck on the previous task. It takes an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus. If you switch tasks every 10 minutes, you never reach peak cognitive performance. The flow state formula. Peak productivity happens in flow state, where time disappears and output skyrockets. But flow requires uninterrupted focus for at least 90 minutes. Most people never experience flow because they never protect their attention. The deep work setup. Phone in another room. Internet blocked. Door closed. 1 task, 1 goal, complete focus. When I started working in 2-hour deep focus blocks, my productivity didn't double, it increased by 10x. The shallow work trap. Email, meetings, admin tasks, busy work. These feel productive but create minimal value. High-leverage people batch shallow work into dedicated time blocks and minimize it ruthlessly. Depth beats breadth every single time. 2 hours of deep work produces more value than 10 hours of shallow work. I used to force myself to work during my lowest energy hours and wonder why everything felt so difficult. Then I discovered energy management, the secret that separates ultra-productive people from everyone else. Work with your energy, not against it. Here's how. The chronotype advantage. Your brain has peak performance windows. For most people, it's first thing in the morning. I started doing my most important work at 6 a.m. when my mind was sharpest. What used to take 3 hours now took 45 minutes. The energy audit. Track your energy levels every hour for a week. When do you feel most alert? Most creative? Most analytical? Schedule high-impact work during peak energy and low-impact work during energy valleys. The ultradian rhythm. Your brain operates in 90 to 120-minute cycles. Work intensely for 90 minutes, then take a 15 to 20-minute break. This isn't being lazy. This is being strategic. Your brain needs recovery to maintain peak performance. The compound energy effect. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, these aren't separate from work, they're the foundation of work. When I optimized my health, my productivity exploded. A 30-minute workout saves me 2 hours by improving my focus and energy. Work with your energy, not against it. Fighting your natural rhythms is like swimming upstream, exhausting and ineffective. I was spending 2 hours a day on repetitive tasks that added zero creative value. Email responses, scheduling, data entry, routine decisions. Then I learned the automation mindset from a tech entrepreneur who had systematized everything. Automate the routine, optimize the exceptional. Here's the framework. The automation hierarchy. Level 1. Eliminate unnecessary tasks. Level 2. Delegate routine tasks. Level 3. Automate repetitive tasks. Level 4. Template decision-making processes. Level 5. Focus only on high-value creative work. The decision fatigue solution. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit daily. Obama had identical suits. Why? Every decision uses mental energy. High-leverage people automate micro-decisions to preserve mental energy for macro decisions. The template system. I created templates for email responses, meeting agendas, project workflows, even daily schedules. What used to take thinking and decision-making now happens automatically. The delegation matrix. If someone else can do it 80% as well as you, delegate it. Your time should be spent on tasks that only you can do or that you can do significantly better than others. The compound time effect. Every hour you spend setting up systems saves you 10 hours of execution. Every process you automate frees you to focus on growth and innovation. Automate the routine. Optimize the exceptional. Your brain is too valuable to waste on repetitive tasks. The biggest revelation came when I stopped measuring how busy I was and started measuring how effective I was. Busy people count hours worked. High-leverage people count outcomes achieved. Measure results, not activity. This changes everything. The activity trap. Most people confuse motion with progress. They feel productive because they're busy, but busy doesn't equal effective. You can be busy all day and accomplish nothing meaningful. I started each day by asking, what's the one outcome that would make today successful? Not tasks, not activities outcome. This single question transformed my productivity. The outcome-first approach. Instead of I need to work 8 hours, think I need to complete this project. Instead of I spent all day working, ask what did I accomplish? Focus on the destination, not the journey. The value creation focus. High-leverage people ask, what's the highest value I can create in the next 2 hours? They don't just complete tasks. They create value, solve problems, move projects forward significantly. The reverse engineering method. Start with the outcome you want, then reverse engineer the minimum viable path to get there. What's the smallest amount of work that produces the maximum result? Measure results, not activity. When you optimize for outcomes instead of time spent, you discover that most work is unnecessary. Remember, high-leverage people focus on the vital few. Depth beats breadth every single time. Work with your energy, not against it. Automate the routine, optimize the exceptional. Measure results, not activity. You now have the 5 principles. The question isn't whether this system works. The question is whether you'll work the system. Your 2-hour transformation starts with your next work session. Make it count.